G'day there guys, welcome to my take on the freshwater regulations part 2. Today we're going to look at some pugging, see what you think. So this is ground that cattle have been on, still grazing away. Nice young ones, they're just a year old these guys, they don't do a lot of damage. This is defined as pugging. This is realistically of no depth, you'd say maybe half an inch. We come back over this way, this was dry weather by the way. There's a wee bit wet there. It was quite wet here. We might have been at 3 inch. I should talk in metric, shouldn't I? 75 mils. The rules state 200 is the maximum. We're not allowed to exceed 200. As you can see, like these guys have been on here shit 100 odd days now. No, a little more than 100 days, 120 days actually. So here was another dry period. You can sort of see there. We get a bit wet again here. It's been a pretty good winter. This is all within the rules. We can deal with this. We've got a very heavy swede crop with a lot of baleage being fed out on here. So there's about 27 tonnes of dry matter per hectare being eaten off this paddock, including the baleage. See, I made a mess there with the tractor. Look back over this way. It's pugged. I'm going to grant that. Like I say, 2.7 hectares of this paddock, and the whole paddock is 9.5, so we're well under the half here. We can live with this. Problem lies over the fence. Sheep. Yeah, who would have thought sheep would be the problem? Well, they are today. As you can see, they've still got plenty of food there. This looks pretty good, doesn't it? You'd almost direct drill this. Some people probably would. You can see over there, got a wee bit wet. Nothing serious to worry about. But this is still called pugging. This is, by Parker's definition, or his crew, pugging. Footprints in the soil. Goes way down there, way over there, back up this other side. Like I say, 9.5 hectares. This is how we winter. I've had, oh crikey, we had 300 ewes on here for 75 days. Then we had this 350, plus down in that corner I had 1100 ewes, and that was for another 16 days, and these girls have stayed here since then. As we hoggets over there came over here, and that has been for, oh crikey, what am I thinking now, over 30 days anyway, well over 30 days. So we've had a lot of stock on this paddock, including those cattle over there. It's done quite well, done very well. Can't do it anymore. No, I'm not allowed to. Not without consent. Half of this paddock has to be unpugged. Now, I don't know how we do this. You see, the problem is, by their definition of pugging, every single paddock on our farm gets pugged every year. The whole lot of it. Our grass paddocks, by their definition I'm saying. Footprints in the soil. Hoof prints rather. Yeah, that's us a bit stuffed. We really don't have any options. I don't know what we should do. I know they've excluded grass, but here's one for you. If we leave half of this paddock in grass and put the other half in crop, and I'm talking draw a line down the middle, do one side grass, one side crop. Is that going to be okay? Are they going to wear that? I don't know that they are. Are they going to turn around and say, well actually we're going to define your crop area as a paddock, so then you're stuffed? I really can't help but feeling that this whole thing is based around requiring us to have consent to farm. I'm not a big fan of that idea, as I said in my last video. It doesn't sit very well with me. Yeah, it's just, this seems a bit blatant. I should take you up and show you some grass pugging. Take a good look at this. This is cattle. You saw what the sheep were doing before. Now, I've always wanted to try this. Oops, no, that's not the right place. Well, would you look at that, it worked. Anyway, I've got to be quiet because the neighbour's up there and I'm a bit embarrassed about this. So I've got to show you. This is pugged. Footprints everywhere. Whole break of it. Done by 400 or 500 ewes. On grass in the middle of August. Middle of July, sorry. Just after scanning. Yeah, pugging happens on grass too. Come over here. And we're as happy as. No sign of any pugging here, I'll grant you that. But if we look down underneath, we've got hoof prints. See that hoof print? See that hoof print? See that hoof print? One right. You can't see that. Right there. That hoof print. We have pugging all over the grass. So, just one point that I forgot to make. I'm just going to wedge this in the video somewhere. On grass, we're not required to have any form of buffer zone against the waterway. We can graze right up to the water's edge with sheep. I'm not too sure on the rules with cattle there. So out here we've got the crop. Hang on a sec, I'll just turn this around. Like I was saying, out here we've got the crop. Then we've got this, all this rough stuff. It's a bit of a rough, ugly headland, which is why there's so much grass in it, but it's crop. There's a good 10 metres of it. Come across, bit of a low spot there where the plough went. There's been no sign of any sediment pooling there. There's no sign of no big pile of mud anywhere, is there? We've got a wee strip of grass, there'll be a couple of metres there. Then we've got more grass over the fence. Then we've got the creek. So we've got, crikey, 15-20 metres there. Now we're going to get a bit of shit weather come through the next few days, so I'm not going to graze this for a while. You can see down there, the fence goes across the creek, it's open around there. So we'll put a fence up right around that grass strip, way around there. So it'll be 6 or 8 metres out of the creek too, and that won't be grazed until the paddock gets grazed as young grass. Yeah, we don't have to do this on grass. So any pugging that happens on grass, any runoff from that can, I'm not saying it does, and we do manage it, but can legally go straight into the creek. This can't. It doesn't have the option to, because we do prevent it, and also we are legally obliged to prevent it. No issues with that. That's just what we've got to do. We're, like I said before, we're not trying to be environmental vandals, we're trying to do things right, and that is doing things right. Creek over there runs all the way down. See that crop paddock there had the same thing happen, same thing done, I should say. It was just grazed a bit earlier because we finished it off. Pretty happy really, pretty good result for winter. It's not really going to make any difference whether they're on crop or whether they're on grass. They're still going to pug, they're still going to cause issues. But pugging on grass is fine, they're not worried about that. It's completely exempt from any rules, it's only crop paddocks. And that comes back to that whole thing again. I think they just want us farming under consent. They're not worried about what causes what, about what's actually doing the damage. They just want us farming under consent. So anyway, thanks for watching guys. I hope this one's as good as yesterday's. Hope you got a bit out of it. You just realise what we're facing.